Well, Eddie Gwen is my baby. And I loved him from the moment he was born, and I love him now. And it's so painful to think of how he died, how long it took, and how much he suffered. Because his whole life, he suffered with people who didn't understand him. Couldn't even look him in the face, some people, or would call him names, even in front of me. He had a lot of pain as he was growing up, and in his death, he had a lot of pain. I always try to protect them, as any good mom, I think, would do. We always want to protect our children from harm. I saw it in his eyes. No matter how many hugs and how many kisses and how many outfits and makeup I bought him, you know, I couldn't cover that pain. I only wish I could have been there that night so that I could have protected him. Because I loved him with all of my heart. And no matter how much I talk about it and how many cards I get and beautiful letters, it's not going to bring him back. But I want people to learn from this, from his death.
This morning, the Supreme Court recognized that the Constitution guarantees marriage equality. In doing so, they've reaffirmed that all Americans are entitled to the equal protection of the law, that all people should be treated equally, regardless of who they are or who they love.
We are here on a very interesting day. Marriage equality has been made the law of the land today.
Transgender women of color were the majority, 72% of the victims reported hate violence, and also 7 times more likely to experience police violence and physical violence from law enforcement.
I know what it's like to wonder whether the man I date or see on BART or the bus will be my murderer.
We will not die quietly!
My name is Vanessa Rochelle. Remember my face because the statistics will tell you that in the next decade, I will have died violently.
We know as transgender people, just walking down the street, particularly for trans women of color like me, just walking down the street, we're making it home without getting harassed, without getting yelled at, without being kicked or screamed at or harassed by the police is a very big deal.
When Latina trans women are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. When trans communities are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back.
Justice! Justice! Justice!
We know that marriage equality is a beautiful thing, and that love is a beautiful thing, but for trans women of color like me, love is pretty tricky. We need more of the men who love trans women to stand beside us in the fight. I've always said that loving a transgender person is a revolutionary act. We need everybody who says that they love us privately to come out in public and say that they love us, to join the revolution in public. If justice is what love looks like in public, that is what we need in our public policy. That is what we need from our police, in our health care, in our schools.
And those who have come so far on their journey to equality have a responsibility to reach back and help others join them. Because for all our differences, we are one people, stronger together than we could ever be alone. That's always been our story.
I promised Gwen that I would be her voice until people stop crying. It's so sad that it's been 10 years, and here I am.
I started a hashtag trans is beautiful, to celebrate all of the things about being trans that make us uniquely beautiful. Not those things that fall into cis-normative beauty standards, but all those things about us that are beautiful and amazing.
Justice, trans, justice, justice.